Hi everyone, my name's Julie and welcome to the first episode of the Library of Everything. I found this on one of my last internet binges and thought it was perfect to represent some of the stuff I'll be talking about on this channel. So without further ado, let's dive on in. Of all the fantastical creatures of Japan, none can be compared to the dream-eating Baku. But oddly enough, this popular creature finds its beginnings not anywhere in Japan, but in ancient China. A 17th century Japanese illustrated document says of it, "In the mountains of the south there lives a beast. It has an elephant's trunk, the eyes of a rhinoceros, an ox's tail, and a tiger's paws. Its body is yellow and black, and is called the mo. By sleeping on its pelt one can ward off pestilence. It eats copper and iron, but nothing else." According to some of the oldest Chinese tales, mo were hunted for their pelts until they became so scarce that an image of one hanging over your bed became enough to ward off evil spirits. Somewhere in the 14th to 15th century, though, tales of the mo made their way to Japan. But how did this copper and iron-eating chimera of a beast transform into what we have today? Well, unfortunately, we have no clear answer. Some scholars say the mo and the Baku developed separate from each other, and any similarities are just coincidence. Some say trading ships brought tales of the mo to Japan, and it was introduced that way. And one theory even says that a Tang Dynasty text, which talks of a beast who devours dreams called the Bakuki, was the influence for the Japanese Baku. Could this be true? Maybe. But in the end, it happened so long ago we'll probably never know. One Japanese legend even claims that when the gods were finished creating all the animals in the world, they took all the spare parts left over and made the Baku. But wherever it came from, the Baku seems to have found a forever home in Japan, remaining popular over the years and doesn't appear to be going anywhere anytime soon. Since its introduction to Japan, the Baku's design eventually became less like a chimera and more like that of the Asian tapir, and acquired its characteristic love for eating dreams. During the Muromachi period in Japan, it became popular for people on their deathbeds to hold an image of a Baku as a talisman against evil spirits, and during the Edo period, pillows were sold in the shape of a Baku, said to protect the sleeper from bad dreams. And if you couldn't get one of these fancy pillows, an ideogram of the Chinese character for Baku, or a drawing of the treasure boat of Japan's 7 lucky gods with the kanji for Baku written on the sail, or simply a picture of the Baku were placed under one's pillow to provide the same protection. And if you ever had a nightmare, you could even summon a Baku to you to get rid of it. All you needed to say is, "Baku-san, come eat my dream," thrice, and it will appear. Though caution is given that if your nightmare doesn't satiate the Baku, it will continue to suck out all of your dreams, your nightmares, your good dreams, your dreams for the future, your ambitions, everything until it leaves you hollow. Some of these beliefs even continue into modern times in Japan, with Japanese traditions surrounding the Hatsuyume, or first dream. Children are encouraged to stay up late and welcome in the new year. Then, on the evening between January 1st and January 2nd, children are likewise encouraged to place an image of the treasure boat of Japan's 7 lucky gods under their pillow to ensure a good first dream. If you had a good dream, then you'd be lucky the entire year. If not, you either call upon the Baku to eat your dream, or throw the treasure boat picture down a river or stream to ward off bad luck. Baku pillows and toys are even still sold in Japan, and they even appear in cartoons and comics. And if any of this is sounding really familiar, then you've probably played the Pokemon series and are familiar with the hypnosis Pokemon Drowsy, who was actually based off of the Baku and shares its love of eating dreams and some of its appearance. Though, admittedly, it does look more like the modern version and less like the chimera of old, and that's probably for the best. I don't think many 7 to 12-year-olds were ready to face off against this without getting a few nightmares themselves. Wasn't that pretty cool? I've always found different cultures' legends and folktales to be really fascinating, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned something you maybe didn't know. I encourage you all to go out and research some of these stories yourselves. There are so many awesome and fantastic ones out there just waiting to be discovered. And if you find or know a story you wish more people out there knew, tell me and I'll put it on the list for a future time. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. Please rate and subscribe, and even if you don't, I would love to hear any comments you have on my video, good or bad. Thanks in advance. Later.